We at Vision Solutions are very concerned about the myopia epidemic and would like to take a few moments to explain what's going on. So what is myopia? It is otherwise known as nearsightedness. One cannot see in the distance, your glasses have very thick edges, and your lenses make your eyes look small. Studies are now showing that the number of people that are becoming nearsighted is increasing at an alarming rate. In 1972, a quarter of the people in the United States were nearsighted. Now it's almost half. 1 in 2 Americans is nearsighted. For certain populations, it's much higher. 80% of Asian kids are myopic. And the picture is pretty much the same in the rest of the world, except some places it's much worse. Hong Kong, 80%, Japan, 60%, Singapore, 74% of the population is nearsighted. Wow. So why is increasing myopia bad? Well, it affects learning. It creeps on slowly, and so often the child and the parent don't realize that their child cannot see far away, and so they can't see what is being written on the whiteboard at the other end of the classroom, and that results in learning problems or even behavioral problems because they start acting out because they don't know that anybody's writing anything on the whiteboard up front, so they lose interest. It also affects the quality of life. Thick glasses do change a child's appearance, and that results in some social isolation. Also, certain sports, in fact most sports, are difficult to play when you're wearing glasses. Often the children aren't picked for the A team. When they're dressing up in costume, look at, she has to wear glasses with a mask over them. And if you wear glasses, I am sure you can recall instances when you were bullied as a child. Myopia can also affect your child's future employment. Glasses make someone look smart, but thick glasses make an employer wonder, is there something wrong with this person's eyes that might affect how they perform in the workplace? And wearing thick glasses will affect your career choices. For example, pilots, lifeguards, some military positions won't even allow you to wear glasses or contact lenses on the job, and therefore you're screened out of possibilities. But the worst consequence of myopia is increased risk of eye disease. High myopia increases the risk of getting cataracts at a much younger age, and that risk is increased by 3 times. Nearsighted people have an increased risk of detached retinas, macular holes, hemorrhages, 8 times the risk of a non-nearsighted person. But the worst is glaucoma, and 18 times risk of developing glaucoma if you happen to be highly nearsighted. You can see this epidemic is going to have a profound effect on eye health in the future. So why is this happening? There is a big increase in computer use, hand games, laptops, tablets. There's a demand on children to excel, so they're given a lot of homework, and they don't play outside anymore. They stay inside working on the computer or doing their hand games or watching TV, and then of course genetics. Some factors we can't change. You can't change your genetics, and we know that Asian people have a much higher risk of becoming nearsighted. You can't change your parents, and if one of your parents has myopia, you have a 2 times risk of becoming nearsighted compared to somebody who doesn't have parents who are nearsighted. If both parents are myopic, it's a 3 times risk, and the more nearsighted the parents, the risk climbs higher and higher. Some risk factors we just can't eliminate. We have to study to learn. Reading makes us smarter, and learning helps us be more successful, so we can't just stop this. So what can you do to slow or stop your child's nearsighted progression? Avoid standard soft contacts at all costs for children under the age of 20 because these soft lenses actually increase nearsighted progression. Encourage your children to go outside and play at least half an hour every day. It's protective. And monitor the amount of time they spend on the computer, on the phone, on hand games. Set a rule. This new rule is 30 minutes on, 30 minutes off. And they're not going to like that, and they're going to think you're mean. But parents aren't their children's friends. They are there to guide their children, and sometimes they have to make some tough regulations. So let's review the risk factors again for increasing nearsightedness. If the parents are nearsighted, if you happen to have Asian heritage, if you love to read and spend lots and lots of time on the computer, tablets, smartphones, if you prefer to be indoors rather than outdoors, all of those are risk factors for increasing myopia. If your child has any of these risks, schedule a myopia prevention exam at once. In this exam, we will provide you with a diagnosis and a prognosis for what's going to happen in the future with your child, a prevention or control plan, a myopia prevention booklet, and all the different treatment options that are appropriate for your child or you. There are lots of options. There's the option of orthokeratology, which you will see as a separate page on this particular website. We have myopia controlling soft lenses. We can use a pharmaceutical eye drop to help. We can change the child's environment. We can do some behavioral coaching. So schedule a myopia control exam today. Or schedule online if that's more convenient. If your child is showing signs of increasing myopia, do something. Ensure their healthy future. Ensure their learning ability, their social development, their emotional development, and their visual health.